What's up, Hedgehog Maniacs, Doki Fanatics? Project 17 here, back with more Doki Doki Love and Literature, which is the motto for Doki Doki Literature Club. Last time you guys saw me play this, MC was a little nervous about who to choose for the help for the festival. With conflicted either choosing between his best friend Sayori or Natsuki, who he has been developing feelings for in this mod. And again, there is a Natsuki mod after all. And like I said before, you guys know how I am when it comes to Natsuki. Still, I mean, Yuri was absent in Chapter 6 for the Literature Club meeting, but I'm just wondering what's gonna go down in Chapter 7. It's time to dive in, and let's do it to it! Chapter 7, Storm Clouds. Nighttime. Wait, who's Kodak K-17? I don't know. Anyway. Kodak 17. Come on! Natsuki is so like you. Wait. I think that was Yuri. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this whole username thing. I know manga is Liz Natsuki. No, she isn't. Shut up. She has a pink. I think it's Yuri. She has pink hair and wears a red clip. Okay. She loves to bake and read manga. Yeah, but she's the shortest girl in the club. A pause. I am not short. Wait, that was MC. I know everybody's username was something. I've been texting Natsuki for most of the night, and I had to admit, it turned out to be better than I had expected to go, as it was going to, as in it was gonna be a brief, one and done to Sunday style conversation. We went over what we were going to do, researching what recipes we wanted to use and how to style them. We made plans for her to come over this Sunday. She seemed insistent that we do all the work at my house, which is sort of unusual, but I didn't complain. I mean, would she not want to go over to a boy's house? I'm sure she's heard how those kinds of manga plots go. Not that I would ever dare try anything of the sort. Just wait till you get to the baking, MC. After figuring out all the details of who would pay for what, we broke out into a general chat about our anime series and our favorite mangas. I eat up most of the wedges since I'm shopping for all the supplies we'll need to make the cupcakes. At the moment, we were waist deep in our original conversation at the club about the parfait girls, which I slowly couldn't help notice the similarities between the culinary club and our literature club. I'm just saying, there were so many similarities that it's kind of creepy. Ever have a coincidence, dummy? That's kind of a lot of coincidence. That's kind of a lot of coincidences. I watched your typing icon flicker for a few moments. Hang on, okay? I paused. Sure, no problem. I put my phone down for a moment to stretch out, sighing in pleasure as I felt my spine relax and pop. I glanced outside and barely noticed the sun has mostly set. The street lamps outside started to glare brightly. Christ! Had I really not moved since I sat down? I spotted the half-empty ramen bottle and noticed how dry my mouth was. I quickly snatched up the bottle and downed the contents. Minutes passed, and not a single new message from Natsuki. I scrolled through our chat log and kept refreshing it, waiting for a new message to pop up. Nothing. I wonder what's keeping her. I couldn't help but think. I glanced at the bowl on my desk, the drippings of soup from the dish now drying up. Might as well take care of that, I thought as I got up, scooping up the dish and empty ramen bottle. It's got something to do with Natsuki's dad, isn't it? I walked downstairs and set the bowl in the sink, turning on the tap to wash it out. As I washed, my mind tripped into my plans for Sunday. How early I had to get up and fetch out her supplies. She said she wanted to come over in the morning. Have to get a nice wardrobe out and tidy up around here in general. I should probably ask if Mom and Dad are going to be home. I finished up the dishes and dried off my hands. My hands off, sorry. I chucked the bottle into the trash and retreated upstairs. I plopped back down in my chair and looked at my phone again. Feeling my heart sink when I saw there was still no new messages from her. Even so, there were several new ones that built up in the Literature Club chat. I tapped the notification.
Okay, everyone. Hope you all know what you'll be doing tomorrow. Because the next meeting will be nothing but prepping for the festival. No buffs, but make sure you have one to read for a presentation. Can't wait to see everyone.
Noted. Thank you for reminding us.
Thanks for the update, buddy. How many times must I tell you not to call me that? Aw, me, buddy. Natsuki, Side X, did you two read this?
I start to type. Yeah, thanks, Monica. Natsuki and I already figured out our plans. Looking forward to the festival. I swiped out of the chat and checked Natsuki's chat again. Last active 17 minutes ago. Signing, I clicked my phone off and tossed it onto my desk. I ran my fingers through my hair and slowly swiveled on my chair to face my room, noticing how slightly dirty it was. Dirty clothes slumped around, unorganized textbooks, and I still haven't emptied my waste bin. Certainly not the dirtiest room in the world, but it could use some tidying up. I got up from my chair. Guess I'll start cleaning. Soon a half hour passed. I felt myself grow worried. She's probably eating dinner or something, I told myself. Yeah, her parents called her down to eat. But still, she at least would have texted me by now, right? Or maybe she's taking a shower or something? Or am I being too obsessive over this? Maybe. It's certainly nothing to worry about, at least. I could always talk to her tomorrow. My phone buzzed. I quickly picked up and read the notification. New message from Natsuki. Almost hopping with excitement, I quickly tapped the message.
Sorry, my dad was calling me. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow. Find me at lunch. Don't forget PG.
And just like that, her profile clicked off. The rays of morning sun peeled in through my window. Painful, stakes digging through my eyelids into my eyeballs. I tossed in my bed, shielding my eyes from the light. Downstairs, the smell of breakfast waved through my nose. The faint sounds of cooking oil sizzling and popping. My stomach rumbled, dreaming of eggs and bacon. Bacon. My hands grasped out to my nightstand and picked up my phone, placing my finger on it to unlock the phone. The first thing I saw was the row of dismissed alarms, one after another. My mind slowly started to spur. What the hell? What time is it? 9:22 a.m. I shot up my bed, panicking. Crap! I overslept! Class started well over an hour ago. Did Mom and Dad know it? Did Mom and Dad even know I'm here? They must think I already left, busy getting ready for their day. I threw my bedspread aside and shot up, rushing for the door. I listened I listened in downstairs. The TV played, a male voice speaking in Japanese. I could hear faint, light music playing. My mom and dad talking, but I couldn't make out their words. So they're here. Crap. Whatever. They'll know I'm here once I head downstairs. Maybe Dad can even give me a ride to school? I turned to my drawer and started pulling out a clean uniform. Having just fallen asleep in yesterday's attire. I quickly buttoned up my blazer and went to the bathroom, combing my hair back to a respectable shape. I took a moment to check the rest of my notifications. I started quickly reading them and swiping away. I stopped.
Hey! Are we still working together today? Can't time to go!
2 missed calls from Sayori.
Oh well, the promise is Steve. You can come up. Oh, you can come to the club today.
Felt my head start to swirl. I completely left Sayori hanging this morning. Okay, is that really a good thing to say right now at a time like this? Freaking hell! Why'd I stay up so late trying to finish Parfait Girls? Even if it was a good volume, which it kinda was, now Sayori probably thinks I'm ignoring her or something. I moaned to myself, opening up her chat. I quickly hack out a message. Hey, I'm really sorry I didn't wake you up to walk today. I'm really sorry I didn't wake up to walk today. Hope you weren't waiting too long. Can I make it up to you with cookies? I pushed send and shoved my phone in my pocket. Gotta remember to wrap a few cookies from the fridge for her now. I slugged my back over my shoulder and left my room quietly, shutting the door behind me. Oh boy. I walked downstairs. Rays of sunlight streamed through the large wall-to-wall windows, glowing on the wood floors and furniture. On the table I could see my father's laptop and suitcase and my mother's various folders spread out. Hello. Oh boy. So you're still here? That was a lean and polished man, and a little nerdy in appearance with solid black glasses and neatly combed hair. He was dressed in his usual formal attire, blue suit blazer with a stark white dress shirt, fat red tie, and blue dress pants.
He's here?
I heard a soft female voice from the kitchen. Mom.
Oh. Let me sit on the plate.
I coughed. I overslept. Sorry, I was heading out right now. I moved to the door. Hello. Not what I expected. Anyway, my mom emerged from the kitchen, a steaming plate in hand.
Nonsense. Hey, can't have my son headed studies on an empty stomach, can I?
My mom was very short, wearing about as tall as Sayori, I say, with a soft face and dazzling complexion. She had her black hair tied up in a small bun, a lightly grease-stained, though yellow apron wrapped around her. She was wearing a pink sweater beneath it, not yet changed into a formal attire yet. She held the plate and a tall glass of orange juice out to me, a smile on her face. I thankfully took the plate and drank and kissed her on the cheek. Oishi so, arigato. I sat down on the table in the seat to my left of my father. His attention returned to the television. I set my bag next to my chair, resigned. Well, I'm late for school anyway, and the school stopped serving breakfast by now. Might as well eat, I thought to myself as I sat down. I suddenly remembered about the cookies. I got up from my chair.
What's wrong?
She was hovering around the kitchen, cleaning up and making breakfast. I stepped into the small area of the kitchen and opened up the fridge. Nothing, Mom. Just getting a little treat for someone. I plucked out a few chocolate chip cookies from the tray. I looked around, searching for a chilled coffee drink for myself.
Ah, what is it for?
I opened a drawer and pulled out a thin box of plastic wrap, tearing it off a sheet. Oh, just Sayori.
Aw, how sweet of you. How is she these days? You never talk about us much anymore. How's her mother? I'd like to invite her over for tea like when we used to.
I paused, carefully thinking of my answer. Well, I'm not sure about her mother, but Sayori's been good. She's been walking with me to and from school these past few weeks. She may be joining one of her clubs at school, and it's been a lot of fun.
Really?
She seemed a little surprised.
You didn't tell us you were in a club now. What club is it?
A literature club. A literature club, huh? Dad overheard our conversation and glanced up from the TV. How interesting. You know, the old man was the president of his school literature club. I wrote a short story that ended up going to the final level of a fancy literature contest in Kyoto, and I won an award the size of... He paused and gestured his form, to the TV. That TV! He paused to take a bite of his eggs. Perhaps a practical size, but it earned me all the more bragging rights. He pulled his closed laptop sitting on the table towards him. Let me pull up the PDF I have.
Oh, sweetie of the story. You tried showing off that story every chance you get.
Mom laughed. Oh, come on now, Miki. Okay, so... Miki, huh? That's interesting. So MC's mom in this mod is Miki. That's her name. That story is something to be proud of. You brought one of the judges to tears when you read it. For all boys in the literature club, you could benefit from taking a few notes from a pro. He grinned and turned back to his laptop, feverishly typing away. I smiled, folding the wrapping up. I gently tucked it into my pocket. Mom bent down to pull the pan away and focused on wiping down the sink.
So who's on this club, Sanyex?
Oh, well... I returned to my seat. Just myself, Sayori, and 3 other girls. You're the only boy? I hope you know your manners. He gives me a stern look. I felt myself go hot with embarrassment. Of course! They've been really nice, and I've already written a few poems as a starting assignment. My dad nodded in approval. That's good to hear. Good to see my boy flexing his creative muscle. He returned down to his almost finished plate. I glanced up at the small flat-screen television. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stood at a podium, microphones surrounding him. The news headline talking about a ceremony honoring the veteran members in his political cabinet. I watched a small news banner roll across the screen, detailing Japan and world news. My mind clicked back to Natsuki and I realized I technically haven't even asked if it was okay for someone even to come over at all. Not like there would be a major problem. It's not like I'm throwing a party or something, but still. I coughed. Since I have you both here, I need to ask you something. Mom glanced up at the kitchen behind the counter.
What is it?
Dad shuts his laptop, showing full attention. Well, our club is supposed to present in this big school festival thing next week, and everyone in the club is supposed to help with the decorations and setting up our booth. I'm working with a girl who's supposed to bake snacks and stuff to offer the students, and I was wondering if... I gripped my fork. If it'd be okay for her to come over on Sunday. If that's okay. Dad adjusted his glasses. What's the girl's name? Natsuki. Why can't she make the snacks at her house and you go over? I paused, not really having an answer. She just said it would be easier because I live a lot closer to the school than her, and her dad doesn't let boys over. An uncomfortable silence followed. Dad glanced at Mom, who said nothing. Only shrugged a reply.
How long will she be over?
She wanted to come over in the morning and leave by, like, dinnerish. We were going to make a lot of stuff, so it would take a while. Mom took a seat at the far end of the table.
Well, this is rather convenient.
I paused, expecting her next words to be a shutdown of my plans. How so? My dad picked up his empty glass and plate and headed over to the sink. Well, your mother and I got word today that we were supposed to drive to Chiba for work trainings with some new equipment they were supposed to be implementing. We would be going for the weekend plus another day or two. We were going to tell you after school that you'd be on your own for the weekend, but here we are. I pull up my mental map of Japan. Chiba, a port city, was about 15 miles or so from here. Same-ish distance from here to Tokyo. Maybe a 30-minute drive or so. I had never been, but I think Mom and Dad have been there a few times before the work-related stuff.
So yes, you can invite this girl over.
That is, on one condition. I braced myself. Yes? Dad looked at me, dead seriousness in my eyes. Can you promise to keep your heads to yourself? You know we can't afford to raise your children? Oh boy, I feel my cheeks go red. Dad! I practically shouted. Dad and Mom started laughing. Despite myself, I awkwardly laughed as well. Dad flickered down to his smartwatch. Oh shoot, it's getting to be around 10. He looked at Mom. I could drive her to school then come back and we'll head out. Mom smiled.
Sure, that gives me time to change.
Dad's still up, pushing his chair in. Ready to go? I glanced down at my plate and realized I hardly touched it. Oh sure, just I picked up my fork and shoved a cut egg in my mouth. Took a few bites from a baked piece of toast and tore a chunk from a bacon. Let me put this away. My mouth was almost full. I picked up the plate and glass and head to the sink. Dad chuckled, grabbing his keys from the shelf. Remember to chew, son. I quickly saw the finish of food, took a big swig of juice and put it in the fridge. I walked back to the table and grabbed my bag. Let's go! Dad gave Mom a quick peck on her cheek and moved to the door. I hugged my mom.
Answer yourself, Soniax.
Mom! I blunted, blushing.
Have fun at school.
I released the hug. She gave a light wave as she closed the door behind us, hearing it clack and lock. We turned and started to head to the car. Well, here we are. Dad pulled the car in front of the gate, idling in a stretch of empty road along the sidewalk. I pick up my bag and pull it over my shoulder. My dad was adjusting the radio back to his favorite station, a political fireside chat. Remember what your mother said, subjects. Parents to yourself. I scoffed. Dad, you know I never dream of doing anything forceful. He nodded. I know, we raised you right, to always look out for others. Just keep it in mind, and be courteous. Make her something to eat before she arrives. Tidy up a bit around the house. Be a gentleman. I smile. Thanks, Dad. I stuck my hand out and he finally shook it. Have a good day. See you by Tuesday. Mom and I will text you. I nodded and opened the door up, stepping out of the road, into the road. I shut it behind me and gave a parting wave, watching my dad pull out and start to drive off. I watched his car zoom by and turned to walk towards the school. I punched the code to open an electronic gate. It locks when school starts to keep students in and keep undesirables out, and stood back as it automatically opened. I started to walk up to the doors and heard it silently click back to the lock. I swung open the doors and walked through the lobby with the school, a 3-story modern architecture area with exposed support columns and lots of floor decorations. I approached the main office and opened the door. A younger female student, looked like the first year, with a blue streak in her dark hair and a mint expression on her face, stared down at her phone. She glanced up at me and quickly returned to her device. I walked up to the main desk. Hello? I need admission to class, please. I politely said this to the receptionist, an older woman wearing a maroon office suit. She propped open her chunky black laptop and started to type.
Name?
Sanyex Odeka.
What?
Okay, So that's MC's last name in this spot, huh? Alright then.
Steering number?
0734.
I did?
I reached into my wallet and pulled out a school-issued identification card. She glanced down at it and handed it back, typing away.
Reason for tardiness?
I woke up late. She clicked her tongue.
You sure can set an alarm.
I breathed in through my nose. I have one. It didn't go off. She said nothing, still typing. Was she writing a book or something? How long does it take to... A small black device on her desk buzzed, a red light shining faintly. A thin piece of paper slowly printed out, the school's envelope adorning the top. She waved for it to fully print and ripped it free, handing it to me. I gently took the paper. Arigato, yei, ichichi, nichio. The receptionist says nothing, typing away again. I signed and nodded to the girl and returned to the lobby. Naturally, the hallways were deserted as class was already in session. I slowly walked past the closed doors, faintly hearing the conversations of each one. I listened to my shoes click, clack, 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 clack against the checkerboard linoleum hallway. My current period, computer science, was upstairs. I quickly made my way up to the stairwell to the second floor and walked to the class. I took a moment to check my phone, a final time before hastily putting it in my bag. I took a deep breath before knocking on the door. A pause. You may enter, a male voice said. I turned the knob and entered the class. A dozen students' faces were looking up at me from their terminals. Most returned to the computers when they recognized me. Just signed the X. Really? In reference to just Monica. Mr. Fink, my instructor, was an Eastern European man, 40-something, with thin brown hair and thick black glasses. He was standing at the front of the room, a textbook in hand. He turned to me and gave me a polite smile. Ah, Mr. Odeka, how pleasant of you to finally join us. His voice was laced with slight annoyance. Tardiness was always looked down upon and viewed as a disrespect to the teacher. I gave a light bow. My apologies, sir. My alarm failed to go off this morning. I pulled out the admission paper and handed it to him. He glanced at it and tucked it into his shirt pocket. I'll consider getting a new one. Please take a seat. We were finishing up our review paper from last class, due to the end of the period. I nodded and quickly walked to my assigned place. A sleek gray desktop computer sat, a wireless mouse, and a keyboard to match. I set my bag down and started powering it up. Beside me was Shinsuke, one of my anime friends. He was busy typing away at his terminal, with a billion different tabs open and white earbuds on. He glanced over at me and leaned over. Nice of you to show up, Sanyex, he whispered. Stop it, Okaze. I woke up late. I pulled out my binder. Too busy reading those erotic mangas, huh? He snickered. The login window popped up. I quickly typed in my credentials and logged in. With a few seconds, my home page popped up. I opened up my documents and clicked open my draft. I started to type. No, unlike you, I was up talking to a girl. Oh, watch out, everyone! We got a real charmer in our hands, he said, not looking away from his screen. A pause. So, who is the girl, huh? Anyone I know? I don't think so. I met her at the club a week ago. I paused. She's into manga. Cool. You should try bringing her to the anime club. We could use a little female company, he said jokingly. I laughed, keeping my voice quiet. What? And have you tried to swoop in and be a creep? Not on your... Gentlemen? Mr. Fink's voice was stern and cold. He made a gesture. Work. We both nodded. Apologies, sir. Since you said cutting me off. I was just familiarizing Sayori on what we were doing. Mr. Fink sat down in his chair. The desk, rather. He shouldn't be refamiliarizing. He shouldn't be working. He stared the type away at his personal computer, ending the conversation. Shinsuke looked at me. I shrugged. Whatever. He returned to his work. I continued to type. The second period bell rang, and I quickly picked up the rest of my papers and shoved it into my bag. I quickly logged off my terminal and slung my bag over my shoulder, nodded to Mr. Frink, and headed out. Students are already shuffling out their classrooms, moving against and with each other to get to class. I took a moment to glance down at my phone, agreeing to a few notifications, including a message from Natsuki, which made my heart skip a beat. I went back to my chat logs. Sayori still hasn't opened my message yet. I felt myself grow worried. She probably just has it turned off or something, and I'll see her through the heads of students. I can see a familiar swirl of core pink hair with a vibrant red bow on top of it all. Sayori! Hey, Sayori! I call out to her, ignoring the looks of the students nearby. I see her head turn, but quickly turn back. She moves away. Is she avoiding me? Maybe she just doesn't... Sayori! I called out, a little louder. This time she turns around fully. We lock eyes. I can see a trace of fear in her eyes before wrapping to happiness. She waves and beckons me over. I smile and start to move through the students. She moves aside near a water fountain, separate from the rush of students. I rush to join her. She's sort of looking around, not really meeting her eyes to me. Hey, sorry about this morning. Did you get my text? I reached into my pocket for the cookies.
Ow!
She seemed to try more.
I noticed it, and I'm black in the middle of the night.
That doesn't quite make sense, I think to myself. If her phone was dead, how did she call me this morning? Maybe she still had some charge left, or she charged it for a little bit. It doesn't matter. I pull out the wrapped cookies and hand it to her. I got you something to make up as a makeup gift. These are your favorite kind as a kid, remember? With white chocolate chips? Huh? Okay. Why the hell did the music stop all of a sudden? I don't like the way this is going. She looked up at me. Her cheeks and eyes were slightly puffy red, with a hint of conceal dashed around. It wasn't quite working, and seemed like a generous amount was used to try and conceal it. What happened? Sayori, are you okay?
Ow!
She blushes, a hot wave of embarrassment washing over her.
I think I'm sick or something. I'm not sure if I'll make it to the club meeting. I might go home early. I'll put it in the group chat.
She gingerly takes the cookies and slips them into her blazer pocket.
Thank you, Sayori. You're always looking out for me.
She gives me a hug and starts to walk away, but I put a hand on her shoulder. Sayori! What? Were you crying? What's wrong? She almost shakes me off. I feel my heart shatter.
No, Oh no, I'm fine. I'm just sick. I gotta get to class. I'll talk to you later.
She moves away, almost hastily walking down the hallway. In a few seconds, she turns the corner and disappears, leaving me standing in the middle of a near-empty hallway, my mind spinning with worry. Lunch period. Natsuki! I just don't know what to think at this point.
Have you talked to her about it?
No, not really, but I've been worried about her. Natsuki and I were sitting at the same spot we had lunch at yesterday, overlooking the main foyer. The rays of sunlight shine down on our table, reflecting on her short pink hair. It gave her an angelic quality, and she looked beautiful. And cute. She took a bite from her sandwich. I took a moment to drink some of my Pudding stew.
Has she said anything to you?
No, not really. You? She shook her head, sipping her iced glass of water.
Should we bring it up to Monica? She's the club president, and she's always told us to go to her if there's any problems.
I paused, swirling my stew around with my spoon. I don't know, because I'm not sure if there's even a problem at all. It could just be my head messing with me or something. I took another bite. Natsuki looked down at the half-eaten sandwich, a thoughtful look on her face.
Well, maybe you should try talking to her first to get a better sense of what's going on in her head. You two are best friends, right?
I paused. Were? She shook her head.
Sorry, are.
Well, yeah. Friends since we were like 7. We grew up a block away from each other.
Okay, so you're where I've hung out and stuff, right? Gone to each other's houses?
Yes.
So try to see if we can go over it today or tomorrow. Hang out, do stuff.
The cheeks showed a trace of blush.
Try to ask her questions about what's going on in her life and see how she feels. If that doesn't work, just flat out say what you think is going on.
I looked up at Natsuki. That's a great idea. I'll text her after lunch. Thank you for suggesting that. Natsuki smiled, enjoying the compliment. I tried to switch gears. Hey, also my parents said it was okay for you to come over on Sunday. I'll send you my address later. She smiled.
Cool! And did you read birthday goals?
I pulled out my bag and set it next to me. I unzipped it and pulled out the volume. Damage-free. Yes, I spent all night reading it, actually. I ended up waking up late this morning. Natsuki laughed.
You dummy. Don't be like me and just do nothing but read all night. You could have just read in the morning,
I shrugged, put it back into my bag. I know, but I just wanted to finish it. I took a sip of my ramen soda, poured it into a glass. I have to admit, I thought it was going to be kind of boring, but it's actually really interesting. I can't wait to keep reading with you. I paused. Thank you. Natsuki blushed.
Hey, don't make you feel weird about it. It's been fun reading with you. Every time I show it to people, they always brush it off and never give it a chance. So, thanks yourself.
The lunch bell rang and the cafeteria became a live activity. I stood up and took out 2 trays and dumped them, then walked Natsuki downstairs. I said my goodbyes to her and watched her walk away. I stepped outside the cafeteria and pulled out my phone and noticed there were a few text messages. It was from the Literature Club chat from a few minutes ago. Not sure why I didn't feel my phone go off.
unfortunate. I hope you start to feel better soon, Sayori.
So she's already gone home. So she's already going home. On a normal basis, I won't be seeing her till the day of the festival, 3 days from now. If this is something serious, I can't hesitate to wait. I was going to be home alone anyway, so it's not like I need to ask permission from Mom and Dad to stay late somewhere. I pull up the chat and start to type. Hey. Hey. Is it okay if I go over to your house after school? Maybe we could watch a movie like old times? Her response was near immediate.
I like that! I make snacks! See you then!
I smiled and shoved my phone into my pocket. I was going to get to the bottom of this and make things right. I started my walk to my next class. I'm gonna stop here, Hedgehog Maniacs. This was an interesting one to say the least. But right now my mind is on Sayori. I just hope everything's okay. I mean, I know how the main game plays out, but I just don't want the outcome to Sayori, you know. But still, it was fun chatting with Natsuki and everything. You finally get to see MC's mom and dad as well, which was very interesting. SoniX17 signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you later, everybody. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what you think. Also, if you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button and check out what you see here on the screen. Can you stop doing that pose, Monica?